And we're live. This is the mid-season finale of the Webcasting Dead / The Walking Dead. How it's got to be, and holy shit, what an episode it was. Let's get right down to it. Spoiler alert:
Yes.
Carl got bit, and my God, Ellen, you called that one.
Yeah. Called it. Yes.
I was wrong about so much, but the Carl being bitten thing was thrown out there by somebody else. It wasn't something I noticed
Mm-hmm.
at first, But yeah, there's like this whole signs and symptoms list that I was able to compile about, like signs and symptoms that Carl might be dying. And
Mm-hmm.
this has been going on for a while. You guys suspected it too because the chatter was out there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but then on the other hand, Carl is one of those untouchable characters
Yeah, I mean,
that's what's shocking about it.
yeah, he's been there since the very first season one, just like
Yeah.
Glenn. And I the writers has finally got a set of balls on him because I was not expecting to Carl to die. I mean, just like with Glenn, I was surprised they did that. But Carl, I mean, he has so much more to the story in the comics for them to pull something like this, and just it's wondering how are they going to do this, or are they even going to do what's in the comics now, or are they just going to scrap that with something else?
Hard left turn. It's and Rick can carry this
Yeah.
Carl legacy forward without Chandler Riggs. He can do that. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, in the flash forward that we see with him at the grave site, I don't know who else might be buried there. He's already trying to carry on Carl's legacy.
Mm-hmm.
But you knew when the episode started and previously on, the very first thing was Sadiq and
Mm-hmm.
Carl,
Yeah.
and then there were just more and more signs. The flashback to the day they met Sadiq, Carl's words of wisdom, you
Mm-hmm.
know, cut into this really intense scene at the sanctuary
Yeah.
to do that. And Carl has the title line, and it just goes on, and
Mm-hmm.
he's sweating, and it goes on and on. The note,
Mm-hmm.
the offering to give up his life.
Him speaking to Michonne and saying that this is his show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not though,
Yeah.
but it's his episode.
Mm-hmm.
It was surprising that he was the one that said the line because that sounds like a Negan line or maybe a Rick line.
Yeah, we was like predicting that last week of
Got
who
to
might
be.
say it, and Carl was not one of the people that we predicted.
Well, that was something completely out of left field.
Yeah.
Also, Carl that said, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And what hurts people the most right now is not necessarily that Carl was written off the show, but the way Chandler Riggs apparently found out about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the father, I guess, took down his Facebook rant about it,
Mm-hmm.
but Chandler Riggs has said he was told during the rehearsal for 806, 2 weeks before his birthday, that he had just bought a house and that Gimple had said he had 2 to 3 years to go.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's not in a contract, then it's not in a contract. You don't take somebody's word for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what it gets down to is this show's been on for 8 years, and Carl's only supposed to be 2 years older than when he started. He was tiny. Now he's big.
Mm-hmm.
He's tall. Let him go out when he's still a kid, a hero kid.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw him when he was Andrew Lincoln. He was almost as tall as Andrew Lincoln was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while he can still pass for a kid, because that's the big lore of Negan to Carl
Mm-hmm.
is that this kid who was leading a very sheltered, happy little life is a downright warrior, and he's impressed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we saw that in the episode when the battle between Rick and Negan. He's like,
Yep.
"Give me a couple of years with Carl, and he's going to be my right hand man."
Yep. Yep. He
Don't
did
you
say that.
ever shut the hell up? I love that.
No,
Nope.
and then
I
Lucille, don't you touch her.
yeah, with Lucille, Rick
Negan
Lucille
said,
touches
don't you
Lucille,
touch
and he was
her.
and
like,
started using the wrong end of it, but yeah,
mm-hmm.
and not for long. He didn't have it for long.
Mm-hmm.
But I told you guys like the Spoiling Dead fans didn't release official spoilers.
Yeah.
They've been talking. They have a whole thread about, or many threads, because they archive them and continue them anew. Anyway, that they unconfirmed that Carl might be going.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it came down to, and they said that they would have to explain later why they weren't doing it. And of course, you saw why.
Yeah.
Chandler Riggs asked them not to.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Right.
respected that. It was kind of beautiful.
Yeah. And not to reveal the big spoiler.
Right. Because this was a big episode for Chandler.
It
He had a
was.
Mm-hmm.
lot going in this, and it needed to be a shock and a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys caught the Skybound reaction video, but at least a couple of people were like, "Okay, Carl's safe. He's safe. He's safe. He's safe."
Yeah. I think I saw it. I saw the whole reaction video for it. Henry, did
And
you? You did?
that one that was trying to drown himself with the water bottle.
You were
My
much
favorite one was the guy that's dressed up as Negan, and he got so pissed off, and he took the bat and just started hitting it. And it's like, no, no, no.
But a lot of them were onto it. Why are you writing a note?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you look so terrible? What's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
And
Irish
Dimple said he really
right before
thought,
Christmas.
sorry, but Gimple said he thought we'd really see it in 806. And last week I had gone back and watched the Walker struggle with Sadiq again and saw, yeah, there was an opportunity for Carl to have been bitten.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't pay as much attention to until right before the mid-season finale came on, we were watching the previous episodes, including that, and it's the way Carl pauses and says nothing and just thinks. That was the dead giveaway right there.
Mm-hmm.
And we all went, because Carl's invincible.
Yeah.
When he was in the lineup, the Negan
Mm-hmm.
lineup, he counted Rick and Carl out
Mm-hmm.
immediately. So.
Yeah.
And this also harkens back. It was, Rick tells Carl, "You're not safe
Mm-hmm. No one is.
out there by yourself."
Yeah.
And
And
I
what?
thought it was going to be the arm, but no. So that was a shocker for me. And I got to tell you guys, I think I told you, there was this Spanish subtitle script.
Mm-hmm.
And it was English translated to Spanish and then translated back to English. At some point, the link died. And the only thing somebody else had was just a hot mess. And I wasn't going to bother trying to translate it. I just read it in Spanish the best I could. And because you don't know who's saying what necessarily.
Yeah.
And then the big reveal was done wordlessly. Like when you saw Carl, the last two lines, "I brought him here. That's when it happened," or "That's how it happened."
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know who was speaking and about what.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody says anything after that. Not even
Yeah.
Michonne. They say nothing. So at that point, I actually thought, from what I read, that Michonne was dead. And I was reading it Sunday, and I was like, "Oh no, oh no," and I wasn't telling my roommate why. And he just said, "Stop reading that," because, and here's why, because Rick and Negan have that fight, and they have all those words between them. And I caught that stuff about that Negan said, I'm saving something more special for you, something different for you. Um, and do you know that your son volunteered to die? What kind of kid did you raise? Blah, blah, blah. Very soon after that, Michonne is grabbed by that savior.
Hmm.
And he says, they're all dead. It's your fault. I think it's still Negan talking to Rick, because I don't have any indication that characters have changed.
Hmm.
So I think Michonne's gone. And right before that conversation, Rick's like calling all of their names.
Yeah, yeah. He was saying Sharon, Judith, Carl, and man. And what's even worse is that Maggie doesn't know, Carol doesn't know, um, Ezekiel doesn't know, Aaron doesn't know about Carl
They're probably
getting
gonna
hit.
have like a mega funeral for him.
Yeah,
I imagine they will. But let's see. We started out with the flashbacks about Carl and everything. He's writing the letter, and we also we cut to Aaron and Enid. I mean, they're going to find Oceanside. They're going to try and recruit Oceanside.
Different from.
yeah,
I just love the compound. And whatever happened to the Garbage Pail Kids? They just went in a different
That,
direction.
that was the beginning. I'm sorry, yeah, because we had Rick.
Is
yeah.
it
They
They were at the
never
beginning.
them again?
ran off. They ran
Yeah,
off and left him.
yeah. They were at the beginning, and they
They
just
failed.
disappeared.
Okay. All right. That explains
When
that.
the
Carol to
shooting
the
started,
rescue.
when the shooting started, yeah, Carol and Jerry. Yeah. And they went their separate ways. They were in separate vehicles.
Hmm.
And there's this face montage that they do right before the title sequence. And
Yeah.
Carl's sweating. There was another sign and symptom, literally.
Hmm.
And the last face we see before Maggie, over Maggie, we hear the whistle. And we see Negan finishing the whistle and smiling. And the music is so ominous. They literally, the drums make your heart pound.
I mean, this episode was fan freaking tastic. I loved from start to finish everything
Mm-hmm.
about it. I mean, the directing, the lighting, the camera work, especially at the end. I love the camera work where they just focus on Michonne and Rick and Carl and the tunnel of the sewer, and they just slowly back away the camera out.
Do you think
Fantastic.
everybody in that room knows?
I mean, they have to.
I was wondering if they all looked so sad because they knew or just because of the situation that
I
they're
think
in.
they
Oh.
knew. They have to know.
And the other thing is, in that scene, you notice that Judith is hanging with Daryl.
Hmm.
Well, I guess in real life, the twins that play Judith love Norman Reedus,
Yeah.
and they call him Uncle Daryl.
Oh,
Oh, that's
that's
cute.
cute.
Yeah.
So that is probably why Judith is with Daryl, because that's one of her favorite people there.
Hmm.
And then after the title sequence, we cut to Enid and Aaron, and they have a really great idea. I still don't know what they're bringing. Is it what it says it is? Is it a truck full of booze?
Yeah, it is.
But why? I mean, I understand that their time frame is their time frame,
Hmm.
but if you set this truck up at night and you're sitting there and you come out with a weapon drawn, I would think you were a threat.
Hmm.
And then that's another thing that's a way loose end. Enid shoots abuela, grandma,
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, Natanya.
and she's dead.
Hmm.
And then,
But we don't
really,
know if she's dead or not. They didn't really. They were kind of ambiguous. Dead, possibly.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, they didn't know. Yeah, we don't know if she's dead or not.
I kind of think she is, but and then
And
never
so
went
they're
back
going
to
to have a
check.
hard time convincing Oceanside to join them again. That's what a way to try and convince someone to join your side when you shoot their own grandmother.
Hmm.
And then something else I was wrong about. Judith made it through, but I
Yeah.
Huh?
saw in the
She did.
Spanish subtitles that Judith was going to say her first word, and in
Hmm.
Spanish it was Michonne saying, "Can you say goodbye? Goodbye." And Michonne says, "Goodbye, my love."
That
Hmm.
Close enough.
was
And that
cute.
that that scared me, especially when everything got all crazy. I was like, "Where's Judith? Who has Judith?
Hmm.
Houses are blowing up."
Yeah. So basically, Alexandria is gone. I mean,
Yeah.
Aiken blew up every single house. Bombs are going on. I mean, it was intense. Loved it. Let's see here.
The kingdom
The Kingdom, yeah,
and Alexandria and the sanctuary. They already said that they were going to plant their asses at the kingdom,
yeah.
but now Ezekiel burned that all up.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So the only place to hang is Hilltop.
Yep.
Yeah. And fun fact about the Kingdom, the woman with the hijab was actually in Better Call Saul. I did not
Yep.
know that.
Oh, really?
As the secretary
She's the
when
one who said
Saul.
she pissed
Yeah,
herself when she
yeah,
came out and Shiva was with the king.
yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the same woman.
I didn't either.
If anyone that's watching saw Better Call Saul, she's like the secretary back in season 2 and season 1, where Saul gives her that little beanie baby.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to go back and watch that.
Hmm.
Oh, that's vaguely familiar.
That. Oh man. Yeah. That's cool. That She was on Better Call Saul. Well, it's like Stephen Ogg. He was on Better Call Saul.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Simon. Stephen Ogg. Yeah. Plays Simon. Oh man. He is just. He fits that role very well. He just does such a good job.
Mhm. And not
Then
only,
I got too much. This episode was so hard to rewatch.
yeah, I
Writing
just got
notes,
done
I
watching it.
just finally stopped writing because it was like so much going on.
Hmm.
A lot
Cut
going
to
on.
Yeah, it was.
Michonne and Carol having that little conversation. They're still cool with each other.
Hmm.
And then Carl writing the note.
The conversation between Michonne and Daryl. Yeah. They. Yeah.
They're cool
That was
with each
pretty
other.
cool.
Hmm.
Where Tara is loading up Rosita. No, Rosita is loading up Tara with all that equipment.
The
That's where
supplies.
that's next.
That was hilarious.
But Carl, I realized he never got a real bed again because remember the Saviors came and took all their mattresses and burned them, and
Hmm.
I remember that.
they're all sleeping on the floor. And Carl's writing this note in his room, and he's still got the sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yep.
But oh my God, Alana Masterson. I saw some people hating on the actress, saying that she can't act on the Spoiling Dead fans, and I was like, oh, let me get out of here before I start commenting. I think she's great.
Yeah, I think she's great
She's
too.
always been great.
Mm-hmm.
Her, yeah.
Remember her back in the day when the governor shows up at their apartment and
Mm-hmm.
ends up hanging around? And she's a dispatcher, but she tries to make it seem like she's just like a cop.
Yeah.
She wants to be a badass, you know. So she
Remember that?
became one.
Yep, she did.
Mm-hmm.
And her
So Negan and the Saviors, they knock, knock, knock. He's got a loudspeaker. He's got a
that really quickly in the episode for The Walking Dead, man.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. Like 15 minutes in, it's knock, knock, knock.
yep.
It's
Mm-hmm.
on.
Yeah. Um, and don't forget, this was a pretty big scene for Maggie in this episode as well. I mean, we saw Maggie shoot one of the saviors, the one that pissed himself on command, which was really, really shocking because she's never done this before. And it shows that, and I think we was talking about this a few episodes back with saying Maggie needs to shoot one of the saviors so that she can send a message to them. And she did this episode, and I love the camera work when they
Yeah.
focused on her
Yep.
Like
face
her
and she was walking
rifle.
up.
Oh,
Hmm.
you took one of ours, we have to take one of yours. Oh, no,
Yeah.
we have to take one of yours. We have to take one of yours. And it just never ends. And she hated doing that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the reaction shot of her walking to the hilltop place, it looks like, she didn't want to do it, and she almost cried. It looks like she was crying when she was walking up there.
Oh, Cupcake wants to show off how much of a badass she is.
Yeah.
Ah, well, she shot the wrong one. She should have got the long hair dude. But I think that long hair
Don't
dude is
call
gonna
me.
be,
Well, she said that this one tried to kill Jesus.
yeah.
Yep.
So,
But I think they're saving that long hair dude for something. That long hair dude has got a story to tell.
I think so.
and I love how she puts, I mean, that coffin, that box, that's not Neil. That's the spear she shot with the message.
Hmm.
Back off. We have 38 more of these guys.
Yep. Great.
I wonder if that includes Gregory.
Gosh. Yeah, good
That's
question.
quite interesting. It might.
But of course, what led up to that was they were stopped on the road by Simon and the and because remember Jerry was driving, all of a sudden, bam! They just crashed right into his vehicle.
Oh, I thought Jerry was dead. I thought he's
Maggie
going to get
saved
killed
him.
off.
Maggie saved him.
Yeah.
After that first, if Neil,
Hmm.
this character that everybody was looking forward to, I guess, like comic people, was hardly there. It
Yeah.
was, hi, Neil. Oh, rest in peace, Neil.
Hmm.
I think he had
But
one line in the whole thing.
Hmm.
Damn straight.
Simon said basically, you guys can one of two choices. I can drag you out of this vehicle in this box, wherever, and make an example out of you. Or number two, around go back to Hilltop and produce for us.
Yeah, you
Close it.
chose to produce. We're not gonna fuck up Hilltop.
Yeah.
We're just
Because
doing that with
Hilltop
the
is
other.
was the main one. I mean, they had all the
Right.
producing mechanisms at Hilltop. But yeah, so they got the
And
guns.
Maggie doesn't mean it.
Yeah.
When she says she's gonna work for them,
Right. No, it
it's
doesn't.
just for the time being,
Yeah, until they can come up with a
just
plan.
that moment.
Hmm.
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they come up with a plan.
And
He's Gregory always calling her Margaret. Oh yeah.
Margaret.
He's just amazing in that role. He really is.
It is. I mean,
hey, you know what else was foreshadowing earlier in the episode with Aaron and Enid when Aaron asks if Enid can drive?
hmm
She's like, well, better than Carl anyways.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she say that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Grimes family has trouble behind the wheel.
Yeah, Carl put the plan into motion. Daryl and them, they crashed through the gates because Dwight is. I think Dwight knew that was going to happen. Dwight knew they were going to crash through that.
Yeah, Dwight was in on it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah, Dwight knew. Because
Dwight was.
because the blonde-haired girl said that he knew all about that, and that's why he went to the basically trap them so they can get shot at. But Dwight is still alive. He got shot in the arm by the what was that? What was that chick's name again?
Laura. Her name was Laura.
Laura.
Laura. Yeah.
Laura. Yeah.
But
So he got
before that,
shot by Laura.
he basically led them into that trap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Risked his life, killed a bunch of saviors. That was his moment right there.
Yeah.
It's like he finally turned. He finally VP of the episode. I mean, because now he's full on, Rick. He's full on the militia.
Mm-hmm.
Carl's up there because he saved a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right, all right. MVP. Second would be Dwight for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to where I'm pissed off at Daryl because of the shit he pulled.
But you know what? Nothing that happened was, like there were no deaths that were his fault in as far as the deaths that matter to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, except for Neil, but hardly knew ya. They didn't make a major character die in the same episode as Carl.
Yeah.
And Daryl took his vest back.
He did.
From Dwight.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't kill him.
No.
Because he basically convinced him, he's like, hey, if it wasn't for me, this wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have gotten this far.
Well, we found out that what Daryl pulled last week with the whole dump truck thing didn't affect that because it was Eugene's plan, whatever plan he came up with. Because we didn't see them get out. We know that they got out by Eugene.
Right.
Yes.
But we do hear.
Yes.
But during
heard music, Simon pointed that out to Maggie and them.
Yeah, you can hear the music.
Help us get out.
So I'm wondering if Eugene made another drone and did that.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too.
Yeah, they didn't explain that.
Mm-hmm.
But after he's let them escape to go do all this damage, he changes his mind. After that, really.
And speaking of Eugene, of course, he was very conflicted. 4 in the morning and
midnight.
Midnight.
Yeah, it was midnight.
And then he's laying there. He's kind of.
He was drinking the giggle juice.
Yeah.
Ergo, I need giggle juice. Negan used the word ergo.
Yeah.
When he was speaking, and I wonder if he just liked that from Eugene and used it.
Eugene has a very unique way of speaking. He kind of speaks in kind of
he mumbles a lot. Like
to the point where the doctor when Eugene's saying basically that Gabriel can go, Gabriel and the doc can go. The doctor, can somebody tell me what's going on? Because it's going over my head. He's a doctor. He's not a dumb guy. But
he talks about what happened to the guard.
Oh yeah.
That was hilarious. That was good. He put laxatives in his coffee and he's like shit in his pants.
Right.
So we probably got shit in pants. So
the guard's fault.
Yeah. That was great. So it looks like they are going to go they're going to make it to the hilltop, I think.
So has Eugene redeemed himself though?
Gabriel.
That's the question.
For a tiny moment, he has.
Better late than never, maybe. But
yeah.
A few hours earlier. But he would have been dead. So I don't know.
Well, let's just wait for Eugene. You know, Will, is he going to? Is he
Alexander
still?
is burning because of this.
But is he saying that he's Negan out of rival to make sure he doesn't get what Glenn and Abraham got? Remember, he was part of the lineup. He was there. Abraham got Lucille. So he witnessed it firsthand.
Yep.
And he's like, I don't want that to happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
But then doing this is taking a big risk.
Yes.
But it could be blamed on the guard. I could see Negan say, "You do not take a shit while you're on watch."
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
if you have to wear your shitting pants,
Mm-hmm.
do it there.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. So anyway, I mean, Carl, of course, he steps up. He basically asks. He says, "Negan, kill me." Negan's like, "What did you say?"
Yeah, I love the interaction between Carl and Negan in this episode because before that whole shit that went down, they were having a moment, like Negan said. I thought we were having a moment, asshole.
Asshole. I know.
Well, I mean, it was
That
a
was great.
great interaction between the two. I mean,
Oh, he's gonna.
Fair. But Carl was sincere in what he was saying.
mm-hmm.
But he was stalling as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
Charles
don't.
like, basically, he said, "Is this what you wanted to be?
But
Did
do
you
you
really
think
want to do this?"
I don't think Negan would have killed him right there. I really did. I really
No.
He was intrigued.
When they finally cracked through the gates after Carl pulled the Batman act,
did. Mm-hmm. That was epic too.
Went down the sewer. They break in. Negan says, "I don't want you to do not kill Carl. Bring him to me.
Yeah, tie him up, blow up every other house. I'm
gonna go
going
to
to make spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, that was great. Negan spaghetti. I probably would. If it's good,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he can poison it. I don't think he's not the type who would poison people. I don't think.
No, I don't think it was poison.
Oh, he wants Rick's death to be very public. He wants.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I would eat. I would if we could cook me spaghetti. I would eat it.
Hey, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, if you're watching, go to Henry's and make him some spaghetti.
I would though. You know, I'm not going to be rude. He makes me spaghetti.
Hopefully, Jeffrey Dean Morgan can actually cook spaghetti.
That'd be cool.
It's not that hard.
Nah, it's not that hard. Yeah, I can do it all the time. But geez, I think this is a great episode. I think in this episode we see the return of King Ezekiel. I think he's really punting him out there. He told Carol to go on. Don't worry about me.
Oh, he gets the school bus and
yeah.
The girl with the hijab, man, she was badass. She was taking charge.
Mm-hmm.
She was in charge, man. That was great. Close the gate, save them like you saved me. Carol's like, no, don't do this.
No. I was going, no. But no, not him.
And
they didn't kill him.
You got Carol and Morgan outside the gates. You got Morgan outside the gates.
Mm-hmm.
And who was it at Hilltop? Is that Gavin?
Is at the Kingdom, the guy with the megaphone. That was Gavin.
That's
all right.
Gavin.
Who's the third? Who's the
dude? Guy Alden is the other guy, the more reasonable savior.
Okay, yeah, he really
doesn't tell George, shut up, dude.
You can tell he does not want to hurt people.
Yeah.
Alden, yeah.
He wants them to do what is being asked, and when he says that he's going to do it, he says it's Negan's way. He doesn't say it's my way.
Yeah.
It's Negan's way.
I think Alden is going to do a face turn probably.
I don't think so.
He might.
I don't think so.
Not if he
I
wants to
think
keep
something's
breathing.
going. Yeah.
He might. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, hey, Dwight did. Sure, it wouldn't be surprising if Alden did too.
Hmm.
And remember, Negan said that Rick wants to kill him, but he gave his people a choice.
Mhm.
Just not him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just not him. Right. That's what he said. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, that was, and so there was, of course, now, well, in the preview for the next half of the season, we see Dwight Sewers. Dwight says we need to go to the hilltop. That's where we'll be
Mhm.
safe.
But that's where the saviors are going to want to be.
Yeah, that's true.
The
Also,
war definitely
don't
continues.
forget, during Ezekiel's capture, I guess you can call it, we see Morgan. We see Morgan peeping through.
Yep, we
So,
did.
so is this going to be the start of where Morgan goes and he's out, and so that they can write him off?
Lays down his life for the king.
He's
Mhm.
going to be leaving the show at the end of the season. He's going to Fear the Walking Dead. So
He could take off.
maybe.
Mhm.
I mean, it could be a case where he just leaves. He doesn't die, but he just.
Dude, like, pull a Heath. Wait.
That's
Yeah,
the situation.
Heath
That
is
is
like
something
Heath.
to be resolved. That's something that needs to be resolved. Is what happened to Heath. I personally think the Whisperers got him.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, speaking of, yes, the Carl won't die theories.
Yeah. So,
Mm,
I love it.
Carl is immune to the bite.
yeah, yeah, I've
Or
heard that
it
too.
wasn't really a walker, it was a whisperer. And
Yes,
they
that too. I've heard that.
Mhm.
wear the faces of the dead so that they blend in.
Yes. Uh-huh.
The dirty one, and he
Yeah. If the
said what
Saviors had
favorite.
taken Heath, we would have known.
Yeah.
And
But
what about
people,
I still think that I don't think it was a hallucination on Rick's part, the helicopter.
Yeah, I
Somebody
don't
was
think
in
so.
that helicopter.
That's got to be somebody's. What if it's the Whisperer's helicopter?
I was thinking. The Whisperers. Mm-hmm.
what if it's a character from The Walking Dead and Morgan goes with them?
That could be
Hmm.
interesting. Hmm.
But yeah,
I can picture the
this this was an amazing episode. It was a great cliffhanger, much better than the end of season 6.
I mean, I love this cliffhanger. I mean, I was like, oh my god, seriously, that it was a great way to end the mid-season finale. I cannot wait until
So
February.
it's not much of a cliffhanger because you know what we're in for.
Yeah.
He's gonna die.
Hmm.
And it's you just see Dead when Hardwick asks Gimple, he says he's really dead, right?
Hmm.
And Gimple's like, well, and Hardwick's like, oh, come on, he got bit.
Yeah,
Tell
Gimple was
us.
like, yeah,
And he said the fight will play out just as it always does on this show.
yeah. Hmm.
But we know Chandler's done because, I mean, unless it's all a big charade and there is an immunity.
Yeah, what if Carl is immune? That's the big one.
Yeah. My roommate thinks that Rick's immune, and then that would be possibly genetically carried down to Rick. I mean,
Mhm.
Carl.
Oh. Yeah.
As long as Carl's actually Rick's, he doesn't have good luck there. But
Well, we are going to see Chandler Riggs one other time. It'll probably be the mid-season premiere.
Yeah, we are going to see him one more time. You think it'd be a cop out if they do the whole immunity thing? You think it'd be like, ugh, really? They really weren't there?
That would
I don't think they're.
piss
I think
me
Carl's
off
gonna
more
die.
than if they kill him off.
Mm-hmm.
He filmed
Or
809.
he,
809 died. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's
And
done.
who does the honors?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Now, some have said Michonne should do it because Carl asked her to do it. And it was.
Mm.
It'd been season 6.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Carl said, I would want her. He would want her to do it
Mm-hmm.
if he turned.
But man, think about
Jones,
Rick. He lost his wife. Now he's going to lose his son. He has Michonne and Judith
yeah,
left, and Judith isn't his; it's Shane's. Not mine. It's not mine.
But yeah, I know. But he loves her as a
Yeah.
daughter, and so does Michonne.
yeah, yeah.
The acting in that scene, like the wordless acting, you got Michonne just collapses to her knees.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Rick, I mean Andrew Lincoln nailed this because you can see, like he wants to say something, and at first it's like he's going to reassure his son. He wants to reassure his son that everything's going to be okay, like he always has.
Yeah.
And he stops because, and then he almost has a look like he's going to say, okay, here's what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then realizes that there is nothing he can do.
Yeah. Oh man,
You
I
know,
Who
bet.
was it? Kitty.
arm,
I bet
chop it off.
everybody was crying on set that day.
They probably were. I was going to say, Kenny O'Shaughnessy said, part out? They can't just, cut that, That's what she said, so, in her reaction.
I think her last words in that video were like, her own video were like, fuck, 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 fuck. Yeah.
No, it's fuck this, fuck us.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I
that's
love
what
reactions videos. These reactions are great.
high down stuff. Like I said, the dude who was trying to drown himself with water, West Side Live, that dude, that was freaking hilarious. And of course, the dude dressed as Negan.
Yeah, I laughed so hard during that.
Oh, and the crying one girl was hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
Video, and she just cries and cries and cries.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but one of them was like, "I hope they don't kill off Carl." Oh, they killed off Carl. He did it, man. I mean, that takes some real balls to kill off a main
It does.
character like that.
It really does.
And
Especially since Carl has many important arcs in the comics.
yeah.
Well, I just hope, Chandler Riggs, he had they did how they did it. But you are on a zombie apocalypse show,
Mm-hmm.
and there is that age problem.
Yeah.
A couple of years have gone by. But you got this great opportunity from the age of 10 to 18.
Mm-hmm.
You're a household name. It's a good position to be in. So hopefully, I just hope he finds opportunities that'll make The Walking Dead look like small potatoes.
Mm-hmm. Well, he said he's going to focus on his music and acting career. And from my, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he said he's not going to go to college now.
Film too, I think, or he's about to be. I didn't really look too deeply in there, but if he does things right, change
And
is hard.
one thing that Chandler Riggs mentioned in an interview was that he talked about the last few seasons of The Walking Dead. Now, does this mean that they're not? It was supposedly somebody said last year it was going to go on for 20 more years. I don't see it going on for 20 years. People will be long since tired of it by then.
Yeah, I don't see it going on for that long. I can
Go maybe,
try and stretch it out a couple more seasons.
yeah, because
Yeah, maybe. 10 seasons
Watched
and
in
make
20
season
years.
10 take 2.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
thing
could
is,
see that.
in the comics, you can have whatever scope you want in the comics.
Yeah.
Stories go on for years.
Yeah, comic is a lot different than a TV show.
You know, yes.
So this will shape Rick's views and actions going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Carl was kind of, remember, Carl was kind of trying to talk him out of killing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's what wants to be picking strawberries in the field with Negan, which I thought was an interesting line. And Carl's went like, "Why not?"
Well, I was going to
Who
say it's
thought
no
that? Well, didn't we
fault
see him
except
pick
for the
strawberries
fact that
during
since
Rick's
Daryl,
dream?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, didn't we see them pick strawberries in the very first season during Rick's dream, where they was outside picking something?
I think so.
Yeah.
So that's almost like a
Saw
callback,
that
you
line
might
in
say.
the Spanish translation. I came home with strawberry quick and I said, "Remember strawberries." I tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew that was going to be a line. I hoped it would translate exactly to strawberry and not be some other berry, and it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but oh my God, this was a great way to end the winter finale, and it'll be back on February 25th. I think it's went a little bit longer this time.
Yeah, February 20th.
Usually, it's the second weekend of February
Yeah, it's gonna be the last
25th,
Sunday of February.
and it'll run until April 15th. That'll be the season. That will be the season finale. It'll be April 15th.
Yeah, tax day.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be pretty easy to remember.
Doesn't
Oh,
because we'll be obsessing with The Walking Dead, you know.
uh-huh.
Sorry, I couldn't pay my taxes. I had to watch the season finale of The Walking Dead. Oh man, yeah, I have to get. I'm gonna have to. The last episode I had really great marks for was the just some guy. This
The
just some guy out of the water, I believe. I have to put this at number one. Some guy at number two. This is really good. I love the cliffhanger. Love the camera work. I love Chandler. He just knocked it out of the park in this episode.
I liked when they were panning and they showed Judith, and she's like backlit.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing camera work. The music they were playing, it sounded kind of happy and joyous.
No, it
Yeah.
was ominous. Like 28 days later type music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dramatic. And people like they didn't even want to make contact with Rick and Michonne, eye contact, because there was not good news ahead of them.
Yeah.
And it's for Carl to tell them, and I think
Right.
they know.
Yeah, I do too.
I think
Yeah,
Carl
they-
would have to tell them.
Mm-hmm.
He would have to. Look, I could die at any minute. Just be aware.
Uh-huh.
Take care of me. Just to end it if I turn, if I die, so I don't turn.
Yep. If it was no, the thing is, even if it was a whisperer that bit him and he dies of that, everybody's infected.
Mm-hmm.
Still come back as a walker.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Jenner said that's what he told Rick. Everybody's infected.
Yeah. But so even though there's not a show next week, what's your predictions for the mid-season premiere? I think Carl is going to die. I think that's where they're going with this. But where do they go from there after Carl dies? I mean, what's going to happen?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to see obviously a story arc with Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Capture.
And then we
What's going
got
to happen with Eugene? Is he going to continue to sabotage the saviors and then put it off on others? It would look like somebody else did something. How is Rick going to deal with losing Carl? The hilltop, what's going to happen with the hilltop as far as for the saviors, or will they rebel?
Well, they have to produce because, like Maggie was already anticipating,
yeah,
needing supplies. So,
mm-hmm.
But what Simon says, we're only going to leave you enough to keep you alive and working.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't promise to provide for guests from other communities.
Yeah.
He expects them all to be dead anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, I think that's going to do it for us on the mid-season finale of the Webcasting Dead.
We'll see another character death, major character. We've already seen one.
Mm-hmm.
One in episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what you said. You went into a tin can. But I think we'll get back to that grave site scene.
I said, we were.
Oh.
And back to the daydream.
Mm-hmm.
At that grave site, because that's where he's having it.
Yeah. Yeah, because we got there's 2 grave sites there. One's going to be Carl. We don't know who the other one is.
They're going to kill somebody in the premiere.
Is Judith might be on the chopping block in the premiere.
Yeah, because there was a line there where when Carl implored, we have kids, my little sister.
Mm-hmm.
Negan was like, "Yeah, we had a little girl. Wonder what happened to her."
Ooh, that'd be Gracie.
Yes, Gracie.
Could that be Gracie's grave?
Gracie's at Hilltop. They don't want to mess up Hilltop.
Oh yeah.
But I just think Negan doesn't know where she is and thinks the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So he can't be swayed by arguments about not killing kids.
Yeah.
But of course we know he doesn't like rape, though. That's one thing he will not put up with.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He did to Davy, old rapey Davy.
Yeah, so I mean,
it's
going to be a quite mid-season premiere. I cannot wait to February. It's gonna be long. It's gonna be a long time.
Yep.
What, like almost a month and a half or something?
2 months.
2 months.
Oh.
It's gonna be almost March.
It goes by fast.
It does.
Nothing.
It does. I mean, it just seems like the first half of the season just started.
I was in San Francisco when I saw when the season premiere aired, and I saw it there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I was focusing too much on this episode, and watching it again was so hard because I had to stop and watch again. I was a little confused as to what was going on. Things happened so fast.
I guess now the Saviors not only do they have Ezekiel, I think they also do have Jerry. I don't think they were going to give Jerry up. I don't think they did.
Yeah, we didn't see that part.
Yeah. So I think they still have Jerry.
Jerry wasn't down in the.
No, he wasn't.
There.
Jerry was kidnapped by the
Yes.
Saviors.
So they've got Ezekiel and Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're gonna. I don't know where the people of the kingdom will be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now there are those who are saying that Henry, the young boy, is going to get a lot of Carl's, may get some of Carl's storylines.
Yeah,
Or Enid.
Enid might be a good.
Yeah, there
Enid
you
might
go.
be.
That's also a possibility.
Yeah. Oh, and Enid doesn't know. Ah.
No, she doesn't. Compass for Negan. Like if he's put in a cell, the moral compass. One who talks to Negan.
I don't see them putting Negan and Enid together. I don't see that.
No.
I don't.
Gabriel will be the one who kind of he kind of pours his heart out to. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, Rick.
Or Rick, yeah.
Unless
like Rick can do the stuff that Chandler Riggs was supposed to do.
Unless you sweep that whole plot from the comics under the rug and don't even do that.
Well, in the comics, it's Carl that he talks to when he's in the cell. So it might be Gabriel. You never know. Gabriel survives, of course.
Because we kind of saw that the whole confession between Gabriel and Negan.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot wait for the second half of the season. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this is going to be the mid-season finale. We won't be back until March 3rd. Wow. Next year, 2018.
Yep.
However, me and Henry's going to do the X-Cast in 2 weeks.
Do we have a
the X-Files
start date yet?
No.
I haven't heard anything.
Maybe I was telling Henry maybe that's why they're starting Walking Dead that late, so it can run into Better Call Saul, and Better Call Saul can start in April.
Possible, yeah. Okay, let's see. TV shows. Let's see. Other TV shows. Let's see. Finish The Punisher.
You finished The Punisher.
Yes. It was amazing.
Hulu, I just started Chance with Hugh Laurie.
Ooh.
Okay.
House. I bet, is it good?
Yeah. Very, very good. He's a neuropsychiatrist. It's kind of forensic. He doesn't treat patients per se. He consults on their cases, meets with them, and decides the best course of treatment to recommend to the providers. And he's got a split personality case.
Oh,
which
wow.
is interesting. So, yeah.
I'm definitely going to have to check that out.
Yeah.
Who's on that?
It's wintry out there.
Mm-hmm. I saw Star Wars Rogue One. I didn't watch all of it. I was watching bits and pieces of it. Had that going in the background. I was watching the Walking Dead. Rewatched the mid-season finale. But I have to rewatch Rogue One. It was all right. I don't get the hype on Star Wars. I just don't understand the hype. It's good. It's good. It's like, all right, it's good. I don't understand why there's so many fans out there of it. I mean, hardcore fans.
Of course, the new one was just released, so The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Now in theaters. So I heard it was really good. I liked Rogue One. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty good. I don't want to.
The CGI. The
scene near the end, Shane. You will love it. You will love it.
What, in Rogue One?
I'm not. That's all I'm going to say. See near the end.
No spoilers.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch that when we get off of here. But
That's not a spoiler. Scene at the end could be anything.
the scene at the end. Now, is that before the credits or after the credits?
Before. It's good. Really, it's amazing.
I did see bits and pieces, and I saw um, they did a CGI version of the guy that died. Who was that dude?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Play Tarkin.
no, the other one. Crap, what was his name?
No, that was Peter Cushing. Yeah, Peter Cushing.
Yeah. That, I mean, it looked like he was there. It looked like they
Yes, it did.
back from the dead and reanimated.
Permission from his estate and his family to do that, by the way.
That, I mean, yeah, I saw the scene, and it was like I thought they brought him back from the dead, and it was
Amazing.
amazing.
It's pretty crazy.
I mean,
not started on Stranger Things yet.
you started?
I've been, no, not yet.
Oh, you've got to start on Stranger Things.
I've been watching. Let's see. I did watch. I've been watching the classic MST3K. They also have a new
Yeah, the new.
MST3K on Netflix. Yep. Mystery Science Theater 3000. Yep.
Yeah, I like that. I watched a few episodes of the new one. It was alright.
I did not realize that they had the classic one. I knew they had the newest one, the revival MST3K, but I did not realize they had the classic.
Oh yeah, they have the older ones on Netflix.
Because we'll do because I can breaking up and I'm not sure what you're saying, so I'm like,
Oh.
All right, I think we have some technical difficulties. Every time there's technical difficulties, is like that's the sign we need to end this.
now I can hear you. Yeah.
All right. So we'll be back in March of the Webcasting Dead, but me and Henry's going to do the X cast of the X Files that's returning on January 3rd. So we're doing that on the 6th of January.
January 6th. Yep, we'll be back.
Yep. Me and Henry's going to do the X cast, and the previews are just epic. I just cannot wait for the new season of the X Files.
Oh.
But on that note, I want to wish everyone Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year, and good night, everybody.